Welcome back, brothers, to the shop. In today's video, we're going to be finishing up our stab jacks. Stab jack, what's that? Might be easier just to show you. Stab jack is basically a jack that we can lower down when unloading off the back of this trailer. So the pockets are already here from the manufacturer. Problem is, when you're unloading like those heavy, that skid steer, 4-ton skid steer off the back, all of that weight right on the back, lifting up puts a lot of pressure on that trailer ball. And, you know, it just doesn't seem, I don't like it. I've, in the past, been packing these guys around and sticking them up underneath there. These are a real pain to drag along with you, so that's why I'm building these right here. Let's come along here and mark these holes across here so we've got some adjustment. Now we'll use the magnetic drill to drill through this. This is 3/16 steel, so it's pretty thick. And then we'll be able to do a hole in the bottom and then raise them up here so we can stow them with some tractor pins, like these right here. These are the tractor pins. Unfortunately, the ones we got picked up were a little bit too short and they're not going to work, so we'll have to order some longer ones. But those will just store in there, and then the spring clip will go across, and then they'll be secure and they won't come out. Because I'm a professional homeowner, I didn't think ahead to measure this distance when I had the skid steer in there, so I don't know how much this trailer is going to sag. We don't want these to run down flat or on the ground when it's empty. Obviously, the trailer is going to compress under the weight. So I'm going to put it on top of this, or just start with 2 inches. The worst case scenario, if it's not where we want it, we can pop them out and drill more holes on there. But we'll start with this. Boy, that old black trailer sure soaks up light, doesn't it? I think we just need to measure one of these, and then we can transfer the marks and just do a mirror image on the other jack. So we'll go up at the midway point there and allow for the thickness of the marker. And it doesn't have to be perfect here, but at least we'll get us someplace to start. We'll also want to do a hole for the stow when we're stowing it. Now I don't want to have this thing sticking up above the trailer and catching on stuff, so we'll go down just below, right about there. The layout consists of 5 holes. This is the one that we marked. I went 1 above, 2 below. In case we're on a hill or an incline, it gives you some more options. And then this one over here for the storage position. Let's see what size drill bit we need here. You see, professional homeowners, they don't know how to read calipers, so they just measure and lock it down and just see whatever fits in between the jaws. Let's see what we got here. That looks about right, doesn't it? Well, maybe 1 less. That's it right there. What size is that? 1/2 inch. Yes, you're having a dream. You're dreaming that you wanted to click the thumbs up on this video because you enjoy this content. This is the second piece of stare-it tool that I've bought. The first one I bought a pair of calipers for my lathe. These tools, they belong in a jeweler's case. They are so beautiful. This is the Stare-it makes measuring instruments, and I mean really, really fine, high-quality tools for machinists that do really, really excellent work. This is a center punch that I bought for staking castle nuts for AR builds on the buffer tube deal. I wanted something that was nice, real good, and I absolutely love this tool. It's one of my favorites. This is the Stare-it number 264E, and if you want a good center punch, man, this one's your huckleberry. Mama Kitty, wait a minute, there's slivers up here. I don't want you to get those in your paw. Sometimes I listen to myself in the edit, and I think, goodness, I must be crazy. There's probably 1 in a million guys in the world that would go on about this. Something like a center punch, but it matters. It does matter to me, and I know that I'm not the only one out there, and if it matters to you, then you are my brother. It matters. Let's It's a joy to work with quality tools. This hammer's no slouch either. Shot filled, hear that? Means it's full of steel shot, so when it impacts, it doesn't bounce. See that? Normally a hammer, it would bounce if it's steel, but the shot, as you swing it down, the shot flies to the back, the peen section, and the moment it would bounce back on you, that shot slams forward and keeps it planted. I better transfer those marks before we drill the holes. It's always harder to do it then, to find out where the center is. This is a magnetic drill press. It's got an electromagnet here that you turn on that sucks itself down. The magnet is so powerful that it will hold itself upside down if you need to drill through a girder or an I-beam or something like that. And it is a beautiful tool. German, of course. So these bits are special. Sluggers, what are they called? I don't know what they call, but they're, you drill, not on the smaller ones, but on the bigger ones you drill a lot less material because they're hollow in the center. So you just drill a ring and then the center slug falls out. So it's very straightforward. It's got 2 flats on there and 2 set screws. So once you put it up in there, it kind of finds its home. Now it's got a spring-loaded center punch. Did I get that flat right? What was that? Yeah, there we go. It's got a spring-loaded center punch on the bottom that finds your divot there, you know, where you drilled your hole. Having a drill like this, I notice it takes a job like this that would just be misery, drilling all these holes with the conventional bits, and turns it into something that is actually pleasurable, something you enjoy doing. I don't know I justify it. The only reason I bought this is it caught me at a weak moment. I was at the welding shop and it was sitting by the door and it was on sale and the guy made me a deal I couldn't refuse, and I came home with it and then I wondered, why did I buy that? I'm so glad that I did. That is 3/8 steel, guys. Like it's wood. Actually easier than wood. Those are sharp. Just look at the quality of the holes. They're just perfect. Man, it gives me the fizz. It gives me the fizz because I've struggled with those old bits for so long. I never really knew how to sharpen them all that well, so then they were dull and just hours of suffering trying to drill holes through big steel. This is a big deal for me. Some of my more clever subscribers are asking, and probably already have in the comments, hey Genius, how are you going to get those jacks in there now? Well, I'll show you here in a little bit. I got a plan. We'll figure that out. Well, brothers, that is the last hole. We are, get that off. We are ready for paint, primer and paint, and then we'll get these guys installed. I bought a new floor jack. I bought the Harbor Freight Daytona jack. I've got 2 snap-on 2-ton jacks that I bought way back in the day. I'm shouting at you. When I was doing my Jeep parts, and only reason I bought Snap-on is because they were worn out when I bought them. There was a guy about my age that I had my wrecking yard, and across the street, we were in an industrial park. And there was a guy that he was a mechanic, he had a shop and a couple guys working for him. And he'd bought 2 brand new jacks because his were worn out, and I bought those from him, and I've used them this whole time, and one of them failed years ago, and this one's starting to leak and get bad. So I was gonna go buy another Snap-on, and I got to digging around, and I found out that apparently the Harbor Freight Daytona floor jacks are the same price, or they're not the same price. They're made off the same line as the Snap-on jacks, and there was even a lawsuit that proved as much. I didn't go into it real deep, but I thought, well, good grief, I looked at them, they look the same. So we'll take a look at that. Maybe we'll do a video on that if you're interested. But I bought the biggest one they had, that big 4-ton. Here's the old Snap-on Warhorse. I'll tell you what, this thing's paid for itself a few thousand times. And here's the brand new Harbor Freight. This is a much bigger jack, or that's what it says on the sticker anyway. A 4-ton, and I think the Snap-on was maybe a 1.5 or 2. I don't remember. But boy, this thing has just about had it. Not really down with the 2-piece handle, but that's the way it is. We'll see if we can lift this up, but look how fast it goes up. Pretty promising so far. Guys seem to like them. Well, the Harbor Freight probably takes 1/4 of the hand pressure that the Snap-on does. I wasn't expecting that. Well, maybe not 1/4, but half. Every professional homeowner needs to have 2 floor jacks. That's one place you don't want to skimp. You need to have a good floor jack. You can get these Daytonas, you get that 3-tonner. I've seen those. I think maybe if you get the coupon, you should be able to get 2 jacks for about $400, or at least start with 1 and then get it later. Well, friends, I think we did pretty good here. So when we're ready to unload, drop that guy down. Right there, probably got to be about where it's at when it settles a little bit. I space these 4 holes on the top every 3 inches, which is enough. But that's going to be great. And then when we want to transport, we'll just lift them up. And they'll still up there out of the way. That doesn't stick down there that far. Well, that is it, boys. I am very happy with that. Looks nice and clean thanks to that drill press. It really does a good job. You know, I'm going to have to cap the ends of those now. So water's going to get in there. I think what I'll do in the meantime, I don't know if I have the material to cap that. That'd be pretty nice, though. I'll drill a little weep hole. That joint's pretty tight right there. Drill a little tiny, like a 1/16 of an inch hole there in the corner, so any water that gets down in there just runs out. I don't have to worry about that filling up with water. Well, friends, that's probably about it for the video. I'm not going to bore you with the paint. I think we're all pretty well squared away on that. Now I don't even have the words. I don't know how to even say thank you to the outpouring of love that my family experienced from those of you guys who left nice comments, to the personal messages that I'm wading through right now. And if I haven't gotten back to you on those, rest assured I will. I will answer every one of those, and I'll read every one of those. And I appreciate that. It was a great comfort to me, and it just speaks to the quality of the community that we have here. And as I've always said, the Wranglerstar subscribers are the best subscribers on YouTube, and there's no better. And you guys showed me what I already knew. Thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. I will be praying for you. And we'll see you guys on the next video.
Where you been? Come back home, begin again. I return to my own story, the rise and